Welcome, beautiful Paris Saint-Germain family. Lucas Beraldo may have been a name that you've been reading in reports, and in today's video I'm going to discuss everything about it. So obviously the signing and the profile and how he would fit in at Paris Saint-Germain. Obviously Lucas Beraldo, 20 years of age, contract expiring in 2028 with a market value of 50 million, and this guy was a player that was scouted by Chelsea and Liverpool previously, but Paris Saint-Germain swept in immediately. Obviously Campos must have planned this signing for a time now, but PSG swept in now straight after that little game. It all started off, PSG made an offer with 20 million for Sao Paulo's 20-year-old centre-back, Lucas Beraldo. However, PSG are not willing to increase their offer. The transfer can be finalized by Christmas. Breaking, Sao Paulo has agreed to sell 20-year-old centre-back Lucas Beraldo to PSG for 20 million plus 5 million in bonuses. The Brazilian is expected to travel to Paris next week to complete the transfer. Lucas Beraldo has already said yes to joining PSG. Negotiations between PSG and Sao Paulo are progressing fast for a fee of 25 million with bonuses included. Brazilian club wants more than 20 million. Obviously, Fabrizio Romano, he's always a bit late when it comes to especially PSG news, because Santi, a reliable report from PSG, just in PSG and Sao Paulo have reached an agreement for Lucas Beraldo for 20 million plus 5 million in bonuses. Paris and the player's agent are settling the final details for him to join the club in January. So both Santi and Gabriel Sá, a Brazilian journalist, have confirmed that Lucas Beraldo is set to join Paris Saint-Germain for 20 million euros plus 5 million in bonuses. It's already confirmed, everything's gonna be settled, and him and Gabriel Moscardo will be joining Paris Saint-Germain this January. Just in, PSG wants to sign both Sao Paulo's 20-year-old centre-back Lucas Beraldo and Corinthians' 18-year-old defensive midfielder Gabriel Moscardo. Paris is in talk for both players. But let's go back to Lucas Beraldo. What is he of a kind of a player? He's a centre-back, left-footed, young, high potential. That's the simple stuff about him. But let's take a bit deeper look. What you want from your centre-back in a high line, because Paris Saint-Germain play an extremely high line, and our centre-backs have to push up as much as possible and be able to play make. And as you can see by these heat maps, you can see he's pushing up a lot. His half-space entry pass map, as you can see, he pretty much is at the halfway line and putting in passes for the left, for the right side, obviously some back to the defense, but most of them are progressive, and that's exactly what we would need from our center backs. He can also play make from deep, having a great long ball ability with 6 progressive actions per 90. His recovery map also shows us that he can win the ball very high up. Obviously some is in the defense when Sao Paulo are pressed a bit deeper, but he can also win them during counterattacks, which is extremely important for PSG that suffers some counterattacks because of the high line that we play. And lastly but not least, carrying is also an important job for modern day center backs, and he has around 44 carries into the half space in 2023 with Sao Paulo, which is again much better than our center backs. And here's a better picture of his all-around stats. You can see he's really good, 95 percentile in passes attempted, 91 percentile in pass completion, 95 in progressive passes, and 17 progressive carries compared to other defenders. He's also really good at blocking and has even a really good non-penalty goals for being a center-back. And his FBA rough stats pretty much tell the same story. Great passes attempted, great pass completion, great progressive passes, and also great blocks. Obviously should be better in progressive carries, but I think this side hasn't really updated after his really good season this season with Sao Paulo. But if we try to compare him to our other center-backs, looking at the stats, you can see there, you can clearly see that Lucas Beraldo is not just one step, but many steps ahead of our current center-backs in the squad. He is the best at carrying. He pretty much has the same amount of passes and passes forward as the other ones, but it's all about the progressive passes. Obviously, Lucas gives us a lot of progressive passes, which is really good. Marquinhos and Skriniar don't really do that much, but look at Beraldo. He's pretty much in the 99 percentile when it comes to that. He also wins a large amount of his duels because of his really athletic strength. He should be able to improve a bit on defensive actions and aerial duels won, but with Sao Paulo being a position-based side and having most of the ball, obviously is going to be less than for other teams. So Lucas Beraldo is the center-back that we need. A left-footed center-back with high potential that will only get better with time, that is athletic, that is quick, that is strong, but is really good at carrying the ball, progressing the ball, either through running with it as a carry or long balls. He's really good at long balls, and this is exactly what Paris Saint-Germain need. He will obviously either line up in the left center-back spot, so you can see Lucas, Beraldo, Marquinhos, Hakimi back up, or he can obviously play the Lucas role, because when we have the ball, it turns into a 3 at the back. So Lucas Beraldo would come the left center back in this formation. Another thing that this tells me is that Paris Saint-Germain have put Gonzalo Inacio to the side. side. Because this is a left-footed centre-back. You're not going to buy two high-potential left-footed centre-backs. So it looks like PSG are going all out for Beraldo instead of Gonzalo Inacio. And lastly but not least, what does this mean for our centre-backs? Obviously, Marquinhos and Lucas Hernandez, the captain, and our big blockbuster defender signing this summer. Both of them have been good this season and will continue to get game time. And Lucas Beraldo coming into the squad will not affect their game time at all. But when it comes to Presnel Kimpembe, obviously with recent reports, may not come back until February or even March, and obviously there's still Danilo Pereira and Milan Skriniar. How does this affect them? I think that Danilo Pereira has had a recent great games, and Lucho, I think he rates him a lot. I think Lucho rates Danilo Pereira a lot. But we saw versus Lille, he got a bit of a hamstring injury because of his age. He's 31 years of old, so Lucho knows that he can't rely on Danilo Pereira. He wants another centre-back. So this doesn't really affect Danilo Pereira's presence in the squad. Danilo Pereira will still be picked ahead of Lucas Beraldo. I believe so, because of his important, winning aerial duels and so on, and his strength and his IQ. But the real player that comes into question is Milan Skriniar. Obviously, Presnel Kimpembe has not been having any minutes on the Lucho. Lucho doesn't really know the player. He's only been in the training camp. He doesn't know him. But when it comes to Milan Skriniar, I definitely believe that Lucho doesn't rate him that much. He's not great on the ball, and one of his biggest weaknesses is defending space, because he's not athletic, he's not agile, he doesn't have the pace. So Lucas Beraldo is a player that I could see take a lot of minutes away from Milan Skriniar, and Milan Skriniar should be focusing on improving himself and adapting to the league and how Lucho wants him to play. And last but not least, obviously, I have a great picture for Paris Saint-Germain's future centre-back pairing. You got Lucas Beraldo as the left centre-back, and you got Leny Yoro as the right centre-back. It's a beautiful partnership that Paris Saint-Germain will have at the end of this summer. That's why I'm giving the Lucas Beraldo signing a 9.5 out of 10. I think this is a great signing, both business-wise and sporting-wise. You're signing one of the best young talented centre-backs in the world for a small fee of 20 million plus 5 million bonuses, which when you compare it to the general market, especially in Europe, this never goes by. You're seeing bums go for 50, 60 million. So this is a great signing. Obviously, props to Campos, because I know Nasser and Lucho have nothing to do with this signing. But Lucas Beraldo seems to fit exactly what Lucho wants. Lucho wants his defenders to be able to defend in space, progress the ball either by carrying or by passing. He's a great fit. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you guys think about Lucas Beraldo to Paris Saint-Germain? That's been it from your boy PSG. And then as usual, allez Paris.